let me talk about Star Wars and music and John Williams, I will always talk about it because this is one of my favorite things to talk about. So real quick, because I'll try to make it. This movie is a really, really great example of why John Williams is so great. And the prequels are all a really good example of why John Williams is so great. But so what makes John Williams different than a lot of modern day composers and stuff is he uses a writing technique called leitmotifs. So when you think of John Williams music, or when you think of movies, you know, that you can hum things from, like Jaws or Indiana Jones or E.T. or Superman, like you know, Indiana Jones, like dun da dun da dun da da. You recognize it right away. You're like, oh yeah, that's Indiana Jones. I know exactly what that is. And Star Wars has the same thing, but it's a little different in Star Wars because he uses a leitmotif. Basically, is a string of notes that is easily recognizable that gets used all over and over and over again. So John Williams, the Force theme, or the Force leitmotif, is the like when Luke is standing, you know, on Tatooine looking out at the suns and stuff like that, that real deep moving thing. So anytime somebody mentions the Force, you get those little string of notes together, right? Like that's what gets used. It's really deep and it's impactful, and he uses it in that way. He uses the music as a storytelling device, which is, you know, really cool. So that's one of the things that John Williams does that's so neat. But in the prequels, he does all sorts of really cool things. So like when Anakin is on his way out to find the Sand People, or to find the Tusken Raiders, you know, that took his mom and stuff, you notice it's the Duel of the Fates.
Yes,
from,
yes, I did. I noticed that last night.
Yeah. So it's that big dramatic piece from when the fight with Darth Maul and stuff like that. So it's that same going back to that big dramatic moment again, and so it's bringing you back to that place. But then, so this movie brings the in another theme. I'm sorry, I'm going really, really fast because I love talking about this stuff and I get really excited. But it brings in the love theme, which is called Across the Stars. And so that's that theme that plays the first time Anakin and Padme kiss, when it shuts off real fast. You know, it's that really awkward, the music starts to swell, then she pulls away and the music stops, you know, kind of thing. And it's that, you know, thing. But it's also, that's their love theme. And it's really cool because it gets used throughout the movie, and it's really, really beautiful piece of music. It's really, really, and you know, as you watch the movie, yeah, Wagnerian opera. Yeah, James, you know, you recognize it. So, yes, Wagnerian. So John Williams writes in the comments here, you have James is talking about Wagnerian opera, which John Williams writes in the Wagnerian style, which Wagner was wrote the Ring Cycle opera, which the Ring Cycle opera has the Ride of the Valkyrie theme in it, which every time the Valkyrie would appear on stage, you would get the da 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 da, which all of you know, because of Bugs Bunny. So exactly. So but Wagner created that style. Wagner created the leitmotifs, and that's what John Williams uses. That's that style of composing that he does. So every time the Force, is on screen, he uses the Force theme. Every time Padme and Anakin have a moment, he uses the Across the Stars theme. Every time Anakin is going to confront some darkness, some big foe, we get the the Duel of the Fates theme, because fate is dueling, this is, so that's what's really cool, is you have these reoccurring, and then there's actually another really, really cool move in the music, then I will, end my thoughts here. But at the very, very end of this movie, when you have Mace Windu and Palpatine and everybody looking out over the clone army because of everything that's happened in this movie, and there's a lot of, stuff to unpack there, that what has happened and how this clone army has come about, but they're all looking out over there. You have the Imperial March is playing. The help me out here. I don't, that one, the one that everybody has. The Imperial March. Yeah, the Imperial March. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. That's what it's called. Anakin. The same one they played when Anakin. Yeah. It's being played for the first time, but you're looking at the good guys, which is the first time that, you're looking out at who is the good guys at this point in the movie.
They put that tune right after Anakin's rant too.
But not in the same way. Not in the same way.
No, not in the same way. It's more subtle.
Yeah.
Hinting of, foreshadowing.
Exactly. But this is the first time you're getting that full suite. You're getting the full orchestral suite with the Imperial theme, but you're looking at the good guys. And that's a really cool musical, it's a really cool musical tool to use it in that way, to show you that something's wrong here, that, you know, that something's not right, that your good guys have just done this thing, but something's not right. Well, and he's using music to tell you that story.
Well, you know, also, that in the visuals back it up, because of course they like hone in on Palpatine at the very end, where they're kind of closing in on him, right? With the music sort of thing. So it's amazing tool of foreshadowing for sure.
Oh, absolutely. But that is that use of those leitmotifs, those use of it. So it's really cool if you ever have a chance to go back and listen to the soundtracks and just make note of what theme you're listening to at the time. You know, because he did it in the same thing with the sequels too. Rey has a theme, Kylo has a theme, like different things like that. That it's that little, like Kylo's is the da 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 da. So every time Kylo's on screen, you've got that, you know. But John Williams also, if you want to go deeper and deeper and deeper, he uses particular intervals between the notes and particular instruments when he's trying to tell a different story too. So there's layers and layers and layers, you know, that John Williams, what makes him as wonderful, you know, as he is there's all sorts of different things in there, as deep as you want to go. And I would love to talk about that kind of stuff, you know, but it's really, really interesting. And that's what makes Star Wars music different than like music in, you know, just a general adventure movie. That's what makes it so different.
Yeah, pretty